Greetings everyone, please give me a moment to make sure everything's set on up. Looks like everything's trying to boot on up. Give me a moment to turn live chat windows. Okay, and that appears to be all online. I think everything is good to go. So let's go and get started. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Advanced Wars by Web replay. Spawn on the right side as the Amber Blossom Von Bolt. We have Gimme Candy. No, it's my candy. Spawn on the left side as a Blue Moon Olaf. We got No One Egalitor Fan. No one is Egalitor fan. Very good. Not number one, but no one. That's how I interpret it. Either way, let's go ahead and get started. Oops, I forgot to turn my macros. Give me a moment. I like to use go next turn with WASD. There we go. This is a 3-base map, 2 airports, technically multiple seaports. Though, to be fair, even there's no real chance of battleships or aircraft carriers. Additionally, there is a pipe seam that can be broken in the center, which so if there was ever a Hachi player, you can always pull out a pipe runner from a nearby city during a superpower. That helps out. Early T-Copter boosts. Does shoot this poor defenseless pipe seam. T-Copter heads over to the left. More infantry. A little bit of boost there. We do have a tank there, of course. Olaf has 12,000 funds this turn as well, so he could have gone for battlecopter triple infantry, but goes for tank, recon, and infantry. Tank and recon as well. Tank, of course, heading his way to the right side of the map. Not a big surprise. Artillery infantry commits a base skip. Is that another T-Copter? Yes, it is. Tank, recon, and infantry. So Von Bolt signed for just regular tanks. Another infantry, anti-air, and recon. It's always a good idea to go for anti-air not too late. After all, you don't want to be ambushed by a single battlecopter. Does shoot the pipe seam there. Battlecopter, infantry, and recon with another base skip. Artillery shelling this pipe seam. Puts it down to 58 health. And infantry does attack infantry, but thanks to Von Bolt's extra defense, that engagement did not go too well. Comm tower here being captured on up. Does he go to the comm tower capture first? Nope. Mistake. Or maybe not. He purposely stopped capturing the comm tower. That was clearly not a case of, oh, I've got to capture comm tower. I'm just going to attack and hopefully nobody sees the replay, right? Infantry unit does go down. Hits that infantry unit as well. Artillery, and anti-air. So this artillery, we need to advance to this shore here to start shelling this. Though, to be honest, it may just keep on top of the base. Since the base is not super useful until that pipe scene gets destroyed, and he does put, and just let's just say he does put the artillery on top of the shore there, then there's no way to pick up the infantry unit there through a black boat. It would have to be picked up by a T-copter from the bridge. So at this point in time, might as well keep the artillery on top of the pipe seam. Tank does push forward in range of this tank, so we'll receive first strike. Those on top of the city. Olaf does have his comm tower. Vombo captures his comm tower. Tank gets a good strike there. However, he does have a full-up tank. Resupplies infantry, then take a shot. Takes out that unit there. Try and flip the city over here. Could be interrupted by the infantry unit there. Though there's so there is a tank somewhat close by to engage this tank. Does advance not to the forest, but onto the shore. Destroys pipe seam now. And we'll be trying to flip that city. Recon, anti-air, infantry. Erupts the capture, and the battlecopter one-shots the T-copter. Very nice. Olaf can now make it snow for a turn. Not very good power. Honestly, if Olaf's power were to be buffed, it probably needs to be just reduced down to two stars rather than 3 stars. Or give him access to the dual strike version of Olaf, where he gets additional plus 20 enduring snow. Though to be fair, with his power, if his effects of having power or superpower active, we put him with a plus 30, we're simply activating the power, which may be a little bit too much. You know what? Middle ground. Give him plus 10 during snow. That's basically equivalent to 1 comm tower Javier for power. Battlecopter does go down. T-copter, infantry, or recon. Or maybe if he activates his blizzard in rather than Winter Fury, it makes it snow for 3 turns. That will probably that'll probably bully Eagle a little bit too much. Battlecopter, tank, and infantry. Does hit the infantry units there and there. 2 anti-airs are down south. No anti-airs up north, but there's basically 2 battlecopters. Oh, looks like that probably just a black boat actually ran out of fuel but got resupplied. Tank does go down, does take out the infantry unit there, hits the artillery. Winter Fury can now be summoned. Give his opponent the cold shoulder. Does repair a tank with the black boat, and again with another black boat. Infantry, anti-air, infantry. There are a lot of repairs in black boats. I think all of them got a repair action. Winter Fury, of course, immediately summoned. Shells the anti-air. Does take the tank there. Battlecopter, 5 health anti-air. We'll stay alive, but of course, it's only 5 health. And when it comes to potential Ex Machina, could strike right here. That seems a pretty good Ex Machina spot, though could strike here hitting 3 tanks, but no, I think right here will strike. Could... yeah. Right now, Ex Machina will strike right here, hitting 2 black boats, 2 battlecopters. Bit of resupply there, does get a good shot. Meteor hits the battlecopter. No Ex Machina this turn. Battlecopter, triple infantry. X Machina, of course, like I said, it could be deployed out soon. There's a lot of good targets. I'm guessing X Machina will probably strike right here. Yeah, very much likely strike right there. Yep, that's what I'm guessing. Looks like there's going to be no X Machina this turn, the current rate. Infantry, Neo-Tank Infantry. X Machina can now be summoned. Neo-Tank here, so strong likelihood it will strike right here. Strong likelihood it will strike right there. However, it could strike... Let's see... It could strike here, hitting 2 black boats, 2 battlecopters, and a tank. So it actually may strike right here. It's either right here or right here. So it looks like there may not be an X Machina this turn. Battlecopter, infantry, tank, and infantry. Resupplies a battlecopter. Oh yeah, right now X Machina will strike right here. That one's basically nearly guaranteed. Nothing visible. So, and the only thing that's really visible is, of course, a couple units like this black boat here. So it means it did not strike right here. It struck this mountain directly, blocking out the tank, battlecopter, neo-tank, and the T-copter. One moment. My apologies. Yep, microphone turns on immediately, hitting the mute button. Work call saying, hey, something popped up for something for tomorrow morning, that sort of thing. Nope, either way, let's see. X Machina was landed. I was saying it likely, very immediately guaranteed you landed and hit this mountain directly. Of course, we won't see any health bar changes until it gets to his opponent's turn. Does hit a couple tanks here. Hit this tank. Hit that infantry, tank hits tank. Does get trapped. Battlecopter, tank, infantry, and anti-air. Yep, I guessed that correctly. Neo-tank and tank one eat some repairs while at it. And they were quite delicious. Anti-air does hit the battlecopter, hits the infantry with the artillery. Join captures, down to 2 capture progress remaining. I mean, that 2 health infantry was enough to finish the capture. Well, not stay alive for it, that's another matter. Does the recon, does spot the artillery. Battlecopter hits tank, tank hits tank, tank hits tank again. It's the recon goes down. That tank gets slowly peppered up. Tank, battlecopter, and pair of infantry. Artillery does strike the anti-air. And does hit the infantry. Battlecopter hits battlecopter, and the infantry unit does finish off the 2 off anti-air. Winter Fury is now available. Loses the coin flip. Does not take the battlecopter. Does the tank, hits the tank. Neo-tank hits infantry. Hits the artillery. Blackbolt will be nearby, ready to prep the Neo-tank up to 9 health. tank, and infantry with another battle copter. Winter Fury has been summoned. Vombo goes from 185 versus 148 to 144. Even out the valley, of course, Olaf still has his turn available and his day-to-day income. He does spot the Neo tank. Anti-air finishes off the battle copter, hits the 1 health artillery. Does finish off that 4 health artillery, takes out the battle copter. Another battle copter goes down. It feels like a Vombo taking some massive losses this turn. Neo tank's advancing. Oh, with the snow, he won't be able to range the Neo tank. So it looks like they're just 1 tile out of range either way. Battlecopter, infantry, tank, and infantry. Ends with 165,000 versus 116. Battlecopter hits tank. Does hit infantry unit there. Anti-air hits battlecopter. Also, he did not resupply the Neo tank. And now this full healthy Neo tank can hit the 8 health Neo tank. Tank, and infantry. And the 7 health battlecopter nearby. You just need to spot the Neo tank. Artillery does not spot it. Blackbolt does spot it. Neo tank strikes Neo tank. Regular tank does not finish it off. 7 health battlecopter can put a round into it. Recon, and anti-air, leaving the 2 health Neo tank alive. Or 3 health Neo tank. I thought I had 2. I was still going crazy. Hit the infantry unit. Does hit the anti-air. Anti-air helps the capture times 2. Finish off that tank there. Resupplied by the black boat. Artillery, recon, infantry, and battlecopter. Anti-air takes up the battlecopter, giving Von Boltus Ex Machina. Finish up battlecopter. He can soften up his opponent's Ex Machina turn by throwing out a blizzard. Tank, and tank. Olaf in turn of 180,000 versus 116, so has severe advantage. Ex Machina has been casted. Stronger could have hit this battlecopter directly, then also hitting 2 other tanks, the Neo tank and an artillery. Let's take out that battlecopter. Takes out the infantry in there, takes out anti-air, takes out the tank. Tank takes out tank, hits the anti-air. Anti-air hits infantry, but in range of artillery now. Battlecopter, infantry, and tank. Resupplies the tank there. Yep, looks like they locked down all those units I expected. Battlecopter, tank, and double infantry. Battlecopter and tank hits the tank. Does find the artillery, shoots the artillery. Does spot the Neo tank. Sees at 7 health at the moment. You have now another blizzard available. Battlecopter, triple infantry. Winter Fury summoned, calling Von Bolt's valid to 111. Tank does not engage the tank. Neo tank hits tank. Does hit that ATR a couple times, but does keep it alive. Recon, tank, and anti-air. Tank hits infantry, anti-air hits nothing. Does not take out the infantry unit there. A little extra defense from the power and or superpower was very nice. Infantry, recon, and bomber. So do have now a bomber on the field. Tank does hit the tank. Infantry, and bomber as well. So both players have very similar builds. One person goes neo tank, the other person's going to neo tank. One person goes for bomber, the other person goes for bomber. Which is funny as well. This is a fog war game, so they simply just don't know. Infantry, anti-air, and anti-air. Does take out the tank. Our flip of property now hits the infantry unit. Battlecopter, double infantry, and a recon. Anti-air hits battlecopter. T-copter gets knocked out, hits the infantry there. Bomber takes out a regular tank. The anti-air is in range of the bomber, and there is a path to it no longer. I don't think the full health battlecopter could be able to take out one of the 8 health battlecopters. Or the 9 health battlecopter. Trying to reach that bomber may be possible with the anti-air, but it's a little bit hard to say. Does take out a couple units there. Does battlecopter hits battlecopter does not take it out. Or if infantry unit may take it out. Bomber falls back. Infantry, and full fighter. Battlecopter hits battlecopter. Tank hits me, or neo tank hits regular tank. Takes out the recon. Does throw some rounds in that battlecopter, knocking it out. Recon infantry 4 does the infantry unit twice. Helicopter recon tank. Olaf's overall not pushes his way forward. My apologies, I need to get a nearby drink. I'm getting a little bit thirsty at the moment. Sorry about that. Over the weekend, I got a bit of food poisoning, some sort of stomach bug, and so I'm a bit dehydrated right now. Neo tank is rotating down south, bomber behind it. Infantry, neo tank, and infantry. So it looks like Von Bolt has a lot of heavy assets. Olaf has a good number of heavy assets as well, so it's hard to say how this game will go. Von Bolt is behind by about a couple turns of value right now. When it comes to unit count, both of them are at 40. Got a fresh black boat summoned there. And Olaf is not trying to be super aggressive. Ex Machina could lock down an entire flank. Especially when the battlefield gets more congested, it's going to be far more effective. It basically is a localized double turn. Does repair the battlecopter there. Battlecopter, tank, infantry, and commit space skip. Gets infantry unit once, then twice. Is in the range of artillery, but losing 8 health infantry units is not too big of an issue. Recon, tank, and anti-air. Takes out the decopter, hits a recon. Recon hits a recon. Tank hits recon. We do now have Winter Fury available. Of course, the black bomber has to, not black bomber. The bomber has to be repaired by a black boat. And nuke a black boat. Oh! I was not expecting the Ex Machina right now, so he pushed forward with the Ex Machina. It struck around right here. Which also does lock down the fighter. A mid-turn Ex Machina is interesting. It does lock down his flank, and all those units can no longer launch counterattacks. The only thing in this area is a little dangerous, of course, the battlecopters and bomber. But this entire flank here got shut down. The fighter can't engage any of the battlecopters nor the bomber. Don't think it was ever spotted. Winter Fury summoned. That'll slow down the aircraft either way. Black boat up north is tracked. At least from this side. Neo-tank, tank, and infantry. Bomber does fall back. Couple captures going on, including the lab. Does not take out tank there. Tank finally goes down. Battlecopter finish off battlecopter. Black boat does get struck up north. Battlecopter and triple base skip. Could at least got one infantry unit there, but triple base skip. Both of Von Bolt's Neo-tanks are full health. Does take out some units. Neo-tank takes out a regular tank. Bomber gets struck by the fighter, putting it down to 1 health. But Neo-tank is in range of the Neo-tank. Artillery can soften up the Neo-tank first as well. Finish off some outlying forces. Bomber does take out the regular tank there. Does spot the Neo-tank now and the artillery. And think as well, this comm tower is about to get flipped as well. So Von Bolt will have 2 comm towers. Bomber, triple infantry. Let's see who captures the comm tower first. Does. And capture the lab. Battlecopter hits the tank. Bomber, 1 health bomber, finish off the 1 health tank. Is a 5 health infantry and takes it out. Artillery does strike the Neo-tank, getting 4 points of damage. And then the other Neo-tank pushes it forward and will finish it off. Of course, Olaf's bomber's down to 2 health now. Fighter can largely be ignored. Anti-air takes out the 1 health bomber, takes out the battlecopter, shells the artillery, shells the Neo-tank, or shells the Neo-tank. Bomber can soften up one of those Neo-tanks even further. Does put a round in the anti-air, hits the infantry unit there. And the other Neo-tank gets struck as well. Both players pretty close in the superpower. T-copter, double tank, and recon. Fighter takes the bomber. Anti-air hits the fighter. Winter Fury is now available. Takes out another tank there. Hits battlecopter. Neo tank hits. Oh, another Ex Machina. And this time looks to struck this tank, locking down the bomber. And of course, pair of artillery in the tank. Very nice. This Neo tank is unspotted and untouched for now. Does sack the anti-air on the battlecopter. And here comes the Winter Fury. Right now, vulnerable's 141. Now at 104. Does take a battlecopter, or does not take it out. Almost did. Might as well merge that into another battlecopter. Neo tank does finish off the Neo tank, and of course got another Neo tank in range of the Neo tank. He flies some of those units there. T-copter does go down. Does take out the infantry unit there. And finish off the one health fighter. Takes out the battlecopter. Anti-air. It looks like bomb bolts landers over here are down to 1% health. The bomber. And commits a triple base skip as well. Does hit the anti-air, hits the recon. Helicopter, tank, recon, and infantry. Resupplies up north, capturing up a city. It looks like Von Bolch is falling back, regrouping, has two healthy bombers. This black bolt that's next to him is down to 15 fuel. Battlecopter, double tank, and infantry unit. Something's being captured. What it was, I'm not so sure. This one up here, 6 catch of progress, 6 catch of progress. Does take out the recon there. Tank, double infantry, or infantry and tank. Boy, did he go for double missiles? Sorry, I missed that part. Looks like Von Bolt has 2 missiles now in the field. Missile knows where they're at, for they know where they're not. Missiles are probably not a great idea. They're slow. And we have 5 range. This is why in Days of Ruin, having the missiles get buffed with the 6 range actually makes them far more usable. Black Belt's down to 4 fuel, so can't really run. Anti-air, infantry, and recon with another battlecopter. Bomber does take out in the tank. He does enter range of the anti-air. Does spot the anti-air. Bomber strikes the anti-air. There is soon to be a healthy anti-air down here, which is in range of the bombers. Does show the anti-air, takes out the anti-air. Nine health anti-air does strike the bomber. Putting down to 3 health. 7 health bomber strikes the tank. Recon strikes infantry. We do have now the 8 health fighter in range of the 7 health bomber. Battlecopter will strike the tank. 3 health bomber strikes at the same tank. Full health bomber does take out the 6 health anti-air. Fighter does take out the bomber there. Does get trapped up north. Was there a unit loading the back of it? I must have been mistaken. Does hit the T-copter. Does strike the black boat down south for a little bit of damage. Still down to 2 health or 2 fuel. Battlecopter does strike the infantry unit there. Do have another fighter on the field. Bomber does strike a tank. Right now, I think the double missile was definitely a bad idea. Olaf is simply not really deployed much on the field that's going to be countered by missiles. I suppose it still has 4 battlecopters. Does take up the bomber, does the battlecopter, hits the tank. Tank, and tank. Something got sunk. That's probably that black boat that was down here that had no fuel remaining. Let's take out a unit there. That's black boat's down to 10 fuel. Interrupts a capture. Interrupts another capture. Bomber does strike the anti-air, which there's another full health anti-air nearby. Takes down the battlecopter. Oof, that's some bad moves there by Von Bolt. He has a missile close by, but not close enough. Triple infantry, another fighter. Does use the 5 health anti-air to strike the fighter. X-Mark now available. Windy Fury, of course, has been summoned. Does strike a tank there. Hits another tank. Infantry, recon, and anti-air. Does take out the battlecopter with a missile, and another battlecopter went down. So 2 battlecopters went down to the missiles. Ex Machina has been cast. Looks like it hit the Neo tank and regular tank here. Probably struck right here, so the fighter also got disabled from the neck down. The missiles plus are worth 1,200 each. The battlecopters are 9,000 each. Did I say 1,200? I mean 12,000. So the missiles just need to deal another 6,000 funds worth of damage, and they have paid for themselves. Does get trapped. The missile is spotted, but nothing really nearby can really contend with it, as he could probably send for the tank or battlecopter. Does strike the missile there, knocks it down one shot. Does get trapped there by infantry there. T-copter push way forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like it's out of range. Does take out that Neo tank of the bomber. Very nice. Neo tank hits for recon. Fighter does strike the bomber, getting a good round into it, and the anti-air will finish off. Anti-air will strike the fighter there as well. Anti-air will finish off said fighter. It feels like Olaf is in a very good position this entire game. And I mentioned the current value on the field is 168 versus 90. Olaf has a clear fun advantage. He still has to spend his day-to-day as well. So Olaf's close approaching 200,000 while Von Bolt is below 100,000. Something exploded, but what? I'm not sure. Does take out that unit there. Does hit the fighter. Tank, and infantry. Does hit that infantry unit. Tank, and infantry. Tank does hit the recon. Tank finished off for the recon. Another bomber, triple infantry. Recon does strike the infantry unit there. Does with the Neo and fighter. And does spot the other missile. Tank, battlecopter, tank, and double infantry. Tank does hit the tank, and recon gets shot up. Does get trapped by another infantry unit inside the forest. This has 10 capture progress marines, so it'll take 2 more turns to capture the on up. Tank, double infantry, and another battlecopter. Neo tank does try to get in artillery. Bomber is advancing. Another bomber, triple infantry. Right now, Olaf's at 234,000 income versus 140. Von Bolt's so severely behind. You may not realize how far behind it is, since this is a Fog War game. Battlecopter, infantry, anti-air, and recon. Does get some good hits there on the anti-air. The bomber advancing, Neo tank staying hidden in the forest. The black boat here has been sunk to the bottom of the shore due to the lack of fuel. Recon does take a hit there. Neo tank gets regular tank. Bomber hits regular tank there. We do have now another Winter Fury available. Looks like the anti-air's just out of range of the bomber, but that's easy enough to get to. Teacup's easy enough to clear out. Infantry in front of it will be easy enough to clear out. It looks like something blew up over here. What it was, I'm not sure. Maybe it looks like the black boat there may have went down. This black boat here has 14 fuel. Winter Fury has been summoned. Does take a couple units there. Bomber does strike the Neo tank, does not take it out. His infantry unit there. Another anti-air hits the bomber, does take it out. And this seems like a pretty devastating blow to Von Bolt right now. Artillery, recon, tank, and battlecopter. Bomber or fighter strikes a battlecopter. Battlecopter's battlecopter. The things to reduce move speed. His aircraft don't move that quickly. Does get another Ex Machina. Does get another good strike down here. But the Neo tank here did not get struck. I'm sort of surprised this area didn't get struck. These guys, a bunch of 7,000 funds, plus the bomber here that would really help out the value. Ex Machina has been very effective this entire game, but he just had not been able to capitalize on them. And here does the fighter, battlecopter's battlecopter. Olaf's down to at 239 versus 80,000. Does get trapped there. And that is the end of the game. Von Bolt has resigned. This is Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Before I get started next replay, do you need the restroom? Please give me a moment. My apologies, I'm back. Sorry about that also, I'm getting a little bit hit my afternoon drowsiness. Just sort of need to get my second wind in. It feels like, I don't know, I've been trying to fix that issue, but I never feel like I can. On to a replay that was submitted to me. There we go. I think that's all good. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Advanced Wars by Web replay. Spawn on the south side, bottom left side as the yellow comet Sammy. We got Old MacDonald's, had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Spawn on top right side as the Blue Moon Adder. We have a foreign name. This replay was submitted to me, but I won't reveal it to submit it to me until the end of the game because it generally indicates who wins the game, because most time players submit replays that generally win. But I always give props to those who submit a replay that they actually lose. This map, I always remember this map from Days of Ruin, Tiny Wars. This maybe, I don't know if it's a recreation or something that got transferred over throughout the games, or maybe it was brought back. Who knows? But this is a pretty big Fog of War map with forests at the end of each path, so there's always something that slows down everything. And of course in Advanced Wars, in Tiny Wars and Days of Ruin, wheeled vehicles do have same movement speed on shores as they do on plains rather than roads, which is important for the bike. But this is not that, so this is Advanced Wars by Web, so wheeled vehicles can move quickly across. And there is a path where they can easily go around the forest there. In fact, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's still the same path there. But probably consumes less fuel. Either way, Then again, when's the last time you ever seen a recon run out of fuel when there's no Drake on the field? Either way, this map does offer a number of seaports, and there is enough blue water at the edge of the map, so we could see something like where submarines could do something funny. But submarines can't enter shore, so it won't be able to interrupt movement speed. You have to go for a black boat and use that as a block, but that still won't be that great. Do now have a T-copter triple infantry, probably gonna eye the seaports and these outlying cities. It does drop off in that seaport as well. We do now have a mech, 5 mech Donalds. E-I-E-I-O. Infantry recon. And he is playing Sammy, so Sammy's a good CO for mechs. Not big surprise, but honestly, Adder's not a bad CO for mechs, because the ability to have mechs move 1 more move speed is such a good effect for them. Tank double infantry. We do have a recon here. Recon does spot the artillery. Could get a first strike on the artillery, but probably won't be cost effective enough since the tank will roll up and just blast it. But it might be a good idea. It'll slow down the momentum to sack the recon, hit that artillery. Actually, let's take a quick look. How much damage would that do? That would do 50% damage. Won't pay for the recon, but would perhaps give some more momentum, better momentum for Adder. Though, when it comes to Sammy, remember, she only loses 10% firepower on direct units, not the indirects. Does take a shot against the artillery, so the artillery is at full power, minus half health. Tank does hit the recon, infantry hit the recon, infantry finish off said recon. So about 3,000 funds gone down the drain on the artillery versus the 4,000 funds of the recon. The recon does have vision of the artillery, so he could finish it off. That would be a bit trolly, but very funny. Tank heading up north. Recon does spot the recon. Battlecopter triple infantry, and the recon does not sack itself on the artillery. Might be a good idea to try to city hop the artillery a little bit. Does hit the infantry unit twice. Black boat infantry, and anti-air. It's interesting that going for black boat. T-copter, of course, is a bit cheaper transport, and of course has a bit more ability to go on land. Black boat would have to be used for the repair ability and refuel ability, so maybe Simon's going to try to repair down here. And also, black boat's of course more expensive than T-copter as well, so black boat is an interesting option. Does double tap the infantry unit there. Interrupts the capture. Artillery advancing, providing good coverage for everything. Battlecopter, artillery, mech, and infantry. Just going back, the black boat does cost 7,500. Does shoot up the infantry unit quite a bit and starting to capture that city. Takes out the artillery. Adder just has a lot of units down south. 2 infantry units getting peppered up over here. Mech is out of range of the tank here. Does take out that unit there. Takes out that unit as well. Mech enters the forest, ready for ambush. Of course, the recon did have good vision of that. Does hit the recon down south. Battlecopter hits the infantry unit there. Battlecopter hits battlecopter. I have a feeling Adder's going to get a very good turn next turn. He does have enough for power. He may not need extra movement, but he can always pop up a +10, +10. Battlecopter, tank, infantry, and infantry. He does pop the power immediately. No extra power charge. Tank does hit tank. Battlecopter hits battlecopter. Tries machine gun down the tank. Takes the battlecopter. Does hit the mech. Tank hits tank. This feels like a really good turn for Adder. Ends turn of 112 versus 83. Both players have 21 properties. Both players have 1 counter. Interior does take the battlecopter. Simon's able to get some good power charge. Ooh, double time. Giving all of her infantry units +1 movement range, increase firepower from 30% to 50%. So maybe it's mainly meant for this mech here. This mech has now in range of this tank there, so a couple mech plays. Oh, takes the recon rather than tank. Interesting. Force infantry also gets benefited. Mech hits the tank. Tank hits tank. Tank does not finish off tank. Battlecopter finish off 1 health infantry unit there. 1 health tank gets finished off. And I also do think Adder needs to throw some unit on top of the HQ. It's one of my pet peeves that when you fight against Sammy, always leave any unit on top of the HQ to prevent a victory march sprint to capture it. After all, there's a force here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A victory march infantry unit can capture that HQ from the forest hidden. In fact, if Sammy has a possibility, try creeping forward a wounded infantry unit there just to eye a possible HQ capture. After all, it could be at 1 health and still get the full capture. And instead of losing like a wounded infantry unit trying to capture a unit that's what got trapped along the way, it's just minor loss. A-tier double infantry and a battlecopter. Adder has a nice little advantage, 110 versus 93, about one turn advantage. And looks like she's going to start capturing the cities down here with the black boat. Which of course does get +1 movement range for transport, so the black boats can zip around a little bit better. Neo-tank, recon, and infantry. If I think so, if she were to just keep this infantry unit there, there's no way Adder can clear it out unless he sends a battlecopter down south. Tank, infantry, and A-tier. The number of properties still despicably neutral. It does take out that infantry unit there. And that one as well. Does hit that infantry unit. A-tier, tank, and recon. Hits the infantry unit there. And does find the stuff there, so the copter can't unload. Tank, anti-air, recon, and battlecopter. Hits the infantry unit twice. Infantry hit unit gets hit. Does strike the mech there. And another infantry unit there. Another double time's available, but don't think double time would be particularly useful right now. Battlecopter hits tank, tank hits tank, tank hits anti-air, battlecopter hits tank. Does take out the recon, tank hits tank, and mech does not finish off said tank. Neo-tank moving around. Got a submarine. Submarines. Let's see. When they're dived, well, it would basically be impossible to displace if it's dived. Second, it has what, 5 vision ring when dived. On that's expensive. A really expensive recon. 5 times the price to be basically invincible. Oh, side slip activated. Anti-air hits battlecopter. Couple captures. Adder's now 26,000 versus 25,000. Takes the mech, hits the anti-air, hits the rig or APC. APC is still alive. And probably just abandoning the infantry unit there is probably a good idea, and just causes so many issues. And tasking battlecopter down there is expensive investment. Meteor, infantry, and battlecopter. A victory march is almost available. Like I said, start eyeing to push one of those units up there. Maybe. I mean, Lander. This one health Lander could grab a not Lander. APC could grab infantry and drop off that said forest. Tilly does strike it. Oh, no victory march, just got double time. And she has enough power charge for another double time. Triple time it, if you will. Submarine does dive. Now basically got an invulnerable scout there. Does hit the infantry unit there. Battlecopter, tank, infantry, and anti-air. Bomber. Recon, infantry. Does hit the battlecopter. Battlecopter hits battlecopter. Neo tank hits regular tank. Does finish off a 1 health tank there. Recon hits infantry. Tank does get finished off. Sammy right now has a very good presence down south. There's nothing to contend with this Neo tank. Adder has pretty good presence up north. Couple tanks. Sammy does have a battlecopter here, which is flying around uncontested. Another battlecopter heading up north. We do have this, what's it called, a T-copter almost out of fuel. Will this lander be able to reach it? Maybe with the +1 movement range. After all, this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 5, 6, 7. Bomber heading down south is a good way to nuke the Neo tank. Of course, the bomber is hidden at the moment. Oh, got another side slip. Tank hits tank. Anti-air hits recon. Anti-air hits tank. Anti-air, battlecopter, tank, and infantry. Instead of 154, so Adder has a slight advantage. Couple captures there. EPC gets from resupplying. Shells infantry unit there. Tank hits anti-air. Tank hits anti-air. Bomber's not spotted. We do have anti-air somewhat close by. Hopefully, doesn't, for Sammy's sake, doesn't get spotted. And of course, she is having his infantry unit slowly getting picked apart. May get finished off next turn. Neo tank, mech, and infantry. Does take out the infantry unit there. Join captures. 8 capture parks remaining. 7 health infantry. Takes out the tank there. Takes out the tank there. Anti-air hits infantry. And looks like this anti-air is in range of the bomber. Does not get spotted. Double time is, or force march is available. I see for a city capture, she needs to capture 9 more properties, not very likely. Tank, and infantry. Let's see, what else is there? Well, she could pop double time. This infantry unit's out of range of the HQ. We do have now Victory March activated. takes out that unit there, the recon. Neo tank takes out the anti-air. Anti-air hits a bomber, basically taking out, flips a city. I don't think. Oh no! Column tower gets obtained. Probably should have done that first. Get the damage going there. After all, you should always capture the column towers first. If your opponent says occupied and you have a victory march, flips another city there. Here, another city flip up to 30 out of 36. Interrupts the capture, stops the capture. And instead of 175,000, Adder has 116, so it's day to day. Could pop a sidewinder, maybe just a side slip right now. Though right now still has no proper counter to the Neo tank. The bomber's now at 2 health. Something got captured. Oh, that down there. Does pop a side slip. Something being flipped again. Oh, battlecopter still up north. Battlecopter hits the recon and just hits the resign button there. Sammy, most people would just say go only victory march, but double time does have its usages. After all, it makes your infantry +1 movement, supercharges them with firepower. Very nice. Either way, this is Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. And let's see, next replay. Did Sammy, did this player, let's see. May have time for one last replay tonight, so let me just try to find a good length one. The best length one I have is actually this one. At least Cole's a pretty uncommon CO, even though I already cast Sammy and this player, but should be fine enough, honestly. Let's go ahead. Oh, I need to fix the minimap over here. But yeah, I also shrunk it a little bit. Let me just increase the size back to normal. There we go. Now let me fix this again. That seems pretty good. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Advanced Wars by Web replay. Well, on the south side as the Orange Star Cole, we got Moo G6. On the north side as the Blue Moon Sammy, we got No One, a Galatur fan. Either way, let's get started. This is a 3-base map, 1 airport. Looks like 2 column towers, a lot of roads for Cole to get some good benefits there. And of course, a lot of infantry at Sammy can pull on the field to get benefits for her day-to-day power. The capture victory is 29. So in theory, with 3 bases, probably more in the regular tanks rather than in battlecopters rather than going for Neo tanks, is my hazardous guess, which is probably perfectly fine for Sammy and Cole. There's also a good number of mountains for Sammy to use for forward mechs. Recon over here. I do have a tank over here. We've got artillery T-copter commits a base skip and infantry. One comm tower per person, but of course they're in the middle, so they're contestable. But they're easily defendable with mountains nearby, artillery behind. Cole does have some roads near the comm towers, not too important. But Sammy, of course, does not lose 10% firepower on her artillery since they're indirect unit, and only her direct units get reduced firepower. So the infantry can call on artillery support whenever they need to. Recon does not spot the tank. Recon is not spotted, so likely will not be shot up by the tank. Cole does go for mech. Second T-copter. No, that's Sammy. So 2 T-copters. Sammy. She does get possible movement range for transports. And of course, if she wants to go for mechs, T-copters are very handy. After all, like I always say, mechs counter everything, but they get countered by everything. The big problem is just lack of movement. Recon sitting on top of the comm tower. It's currently not spotted by anything. Battlecopter triple infantry, so Cole's gone for multiple battlecopters. Recon spots tank. If this tank tries to go for first strike on that tank, it would be a bad idea with nearby artillery. And does spot the recon there by getting top of the mountainside. Mexican dropped forward. This one's ready to be loaded up as well. Anti-air battle or artillery and infantry. Got 2 battlecruisers in the field, so an anti-air is probably a good idea. Probably 2. Shells infantry unit there. Takes out infantry unit there. Trying to capture out the property. Of course, this recon has a spot, and so this infantry unit can get a nice shot from the mountainside. Tank, and infantry. Tank does get a good shot on the infantry unit. Does man take a pointy damage because first at the recon, now the infantry unit there. Battlecopter, I believe, is in range of that tank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, nowhere close. I just have really bad estimation. Yeah, nowhere even close. I think because of the last map I casted, I had shrunk down the map, and I'm getting not used to the size differences. Anti-air, and infantry. More mechs being dropped off the front line. Battlecopter. Tank, infantry, and recon. Shells infantry there. Gets trapped. Does hit the recon, however, in range of the artillery. That's in the auxiliary. Now I got a medium tank, double infantry. Cole can actually use medium tanks to a certain degree, with thanks to the extra movement speed from the power and superpower. Though Adder may do that job a little bit better. Battlecopter, tank, infantry, and recon. Does take out the infantry unit there, hits this infantry unit twice. Does hit the mech up north. Battlecopter, artillery, double infantry. Hits the infantry unit there. Anti-air hits battlecopter, knocking it out. Interrupts the capture. Right now, Cole does a 20,000 income versus 19. There's a couple properties still despicably neutral. That one does get captured. Let's see, this property is despicably neutral, and there should be one more in the field that's despicably neutral still. Ah, this top left one. Tank hits a recon, does not take it out. Battlecopter hits tank. Infantry hits a recon, finish it off. Hits the anti-air, hits the infantry, hits the infantry, hits the infantry. Force march and double time both are available. This tank could be double tapped by mechs if this infantry unit gets out of the way. Oh, we do have a double time now activated. It's that infantry unit. It's the infantry unit there, so now this mech can get double tap, or tank can get double tap. Didn't even need to use that mech. That mech actually folds back entirely. Force March and Trail of Woe are both available for Cole. Hits the anti-air. Tank, mech, T-copter, and infantry. Force March now activated. Just the power, which could allow one to punch with the power and super power. Takes out the mech. Medium tank hits infantry unit there. Does lose coin flip there. Infantry hits infantry. Infantry hits infantry. T-copter gets knocked out now. Infantry hits infantry. Battlecopter strikes the anti-air. Does not finish off, but got pretty close. Neo tank, double infantry. Another anti-air push way forward. Does finish off that battlecopter. Artillery's here, so this tank could push forward. Hits the anti-air, and now be shelled by the artillery. But does manage to strike the artillery with a tank. But due to the reduced firepower and the 4-section defense star, something did not do too much damage to it. She might have rolled a little bit low in the luck as well. Neo tank, double infantry. Medium tank hits mech. Mech goes down. Trying to capture those properties. Battlecopter hits battlecopter. Shows that tank there. Hits that tank. Anti-air, tank, and recon. It's the infantry unit there. Strikes the artillery, so now but the anti-air is in range of the battlecopter, so battlecopter is going to go down next turn. We do have both a Force March and a double time both available. Does finish off the infantry there. Anti-air does strike the battlecopter. Neo tank is in range. There's a lot of stuff there. Cole needs some reinforcements up north. Battlecopter goes down there. Do now another Trail of Woe available, which in this case could be nice for the medium tank to hit the Neo tank. Of course, the Neo tank's currently not spotted. Pops just Trail of Force March. So in order for this medium tank to hit the Neo tank, this infantry in the way needs to get out of the way. Does take out that unit there. Neo tank get a first strike on the medium tank. It's the anti-air there. Does take out the battlecopter after 2 infantry hits. T-copter are actually almost out of fuel, down to 22 fuel. Victory March is available, in which the HQ is occupied by infantry unit there. It's one of my pet peeves. When fighting against Sammy, always have something on top of your HQ, just so it prevents Victory March shenanigans. Victory March is now deployed in the field. Sammy said 19,000 versus 22. I doubt she can capture 10 properties this turn. Well, let's see. There's one. Neo tank hits medium tank. ATR hits infantry. Infantry hits infantry. That's 2 properties. Mech hits artillery. It's the infantry. It's the infantry. No capture there. Another capture there. Another capture there. 24 properties now. Well, it's 23 to 19. Now it's 18 versus 24, so it did a bit more than just a flip in differences. Also ends turn for 120,000 versus 96, so about a full turn advantage. Cole is lacking units as well, so he may need more infantry units to help flip those properties back. Battlecopter tank double infantry. Artillery, mech, infantry, and T-copter. Does get some good hits in the center or bottom right here. Neo tank is out of range of the Neo tank. And of course that Neo tank is actually trapped there. Bit of boost there. T-Copters have 14 fuel. Infantry, you're ready to push forward, so that T-Copter is not going to be refueled. It'll pick up this infantry unit, and then actually probably could infantry boost it, then move down here, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's in range of the airport, so you could do a boost and then get into the airport. Battlecopter, infantry, and recon. Recon goes down, hits the infantry unit, shells the anti-air. Anti-air does not go down. Infantry unit down to 3 health now. Another force march available. We do have bomber, APC, infantry, and infantry. Did boost that infantry unit there, so I'm guessing I'm predicted correct what's going to happen. Neo tank hits anti-air. This infantry unit, when you clear out this infantry unit there, is set free to the Neo tank. So yeah, that Neo tank will get a first strike in this Neo tank. And not to mention the artillery that's in the forest is going to show that same Neo tank as well. So Gold's going to take some big losses down south. Might even be worth just go for a double time just to get +10, +10. Force March is now available. Neo or medium tank could retaliate against the Neo tank. Of course, in order to get on the won't be on the road there for the bonus. But 8 health medium tank on the city to 9 health Neo tank on the open road won't be bad. Battlecopter, infantry, and mech with another anti-air. Neo tank falls back. Medium tank falls back. There's going to be no power nor superpower this turn. Does take out the recon, hits the tank twice, and now in range of artillery. Infantry, battlecopter, infantry, and recon. Shells the tank there, takes out the battlecopter. Medium tank, infantry, and recon. Neo tank be up to full health, or medium tank's up to full health. Neo tank's up to 4 health. And that's funny as well. This infantry is ready to capture up this comm tower if needed. Neo tank falls back to the HQ. Does take out the anti-air. Bomber appears to be in range of the Neo tank, or maybe it's 1 tower short. Couple towers short. I'm just bad at judging distance right now. Anti-air, infantry, recon, and T-Copter. Does take out a couple units north. Anti-air, infantry, and recon. Shells capturing infantry unit there. Artillery down to 8 ammo, so plenty of ammo currently. Mech. Both ready to be loaded with T-Copters. This T-Copter's out on 26 fuel. Let's take out that capturing infantry unit. Does hit the mech. Artillery, battlecopter, infantry, and infantry. So no force march or trail of woe. Medium tank is a good shot there. Mech finish off that tank. Battlecopters taking out that tank now. Medium tank gets spotted by the infantry unit, of course. Bomber, infantry. If Cole wants to hit that medium tank, this infantry unit could head up right here to make sure to maintain spotting. Also, an infantry unit could take a shot against that artillery. Trail of Woe, so we've got the full superpower. Right before the victory march. Excuse me. Booster strike there. Unbooster strike there. Does take a shot against the unit there. Booster strike on the battlecopter, getting a one shot. Unit core, oh, gets tracked. Hits the infantry unit there. Anti-air hits battlecopter. Neo tank is still hit in the forest, but the medium tank can be taken. Oh, goes straight up there. I was going to say, like, oh, this medium tank is losing a lot of support with the wall of units right there. Neo tank hits medium tank. Neo tank could get a good strike on the medium tank, but then this Neo tank will get a boost strike when the roads hit it. Units up north are largely idle, not pushing way forward. Tank, infantry, and recon. Victory march. 22 versus 20 properties. There's an infantry unit on top of the comm tower. Quite important. Spotted some stuff there. Spots the unit on top of the comm tower. I don't think she can pick it off. No, she can pick it off. You got both these infantry units in range. There will be enough to take out that infantry unit, and she can capture the comm tower. She probably should do that first. That's how. Oh, bomber hits a medium tank, one-shotting it. Flips the city there. Anti-air. Does strike that infantry unit. Oh, does not. Oh, I didn't realize that. Wait, was that one? It must have been a different infantry unit there. I'm thinking I'm going crazy. Yeah, there was one in the forest. Probably didn't realize that Sammy could have captured that this turn. Mech, infantry, battlecopter, anti-air. Right now, she looks like she only captured one property because both players are 21 in properties, which is 21,000. Anti-air puts a chunk into the, or take a chunk out of the bomber. Must have jammed half the bomb bay doors. Does hit that unit there. Does hit that infantry unit. Neo tank hits Neo tank. Battlecopter, of course, hit the mech. I'm finishing it off entirely. Both players had a very similar value on the field, but of course Sammy still has a day-to-day, but her day-to-day is actually not very high, a lot of repairs. But she of course still has her move entirely this turn. Does take the recon, hits that recon, hits the anti-air. Neo tank hits the Neo tank, bomber hits the Neo tank. Nothing really stopped these battlecopters at the moment. This battlecopter and anti-air just needs next turn to be used. You have another force march available. Bomber does nuke the Neo tank. Does manage to take it out. Mech hits the anti-air, which is quite important. This mech needs to be destroyed so the anti-air can hit it. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So could get a shot from right here, but of course I'll go through 3 units. Taking out 1 6-elf mech maybe is possible. Let's see. The mech here won't probably finish off. I think if this battlecopter hits that mech, then this will be able to clear up, and this one could take a force march over to it. But remember, this is a bridge, so no firepower bonuses. My pet peeves, I think Cole should get firepower bonuses on bridges as well as roads, just not shores. Trail of Woe, so full superpower. Does get some good shots there. Does take out that mech with an infantry unit there. Anti-air hits the bomber, does not take it out. Oh, transport that unit way up north. Peppering up a little bit of everything. Nothing to ring, just bomber looks like. Hits that infantry unit there. Neo-tank infantry. This anti-air is a little bit out of range. Could see a double time. Does take out a recon. Interrupts the capture. Stops the capture. Does take out the T-copter there. Mech gets a good strike there. Oh, one health anti-air does get trapped. Anti-air infantry. Insert 136, Cole's at 118. Anti-air does take out the 5 health bomber. These battlecopters could attack these heavier assets, but we'll probably lose one of them to the anti-air, and the battlecopters will probably both of them. Battlecopters simply pulled back, not a bad idea. Infantry, tank, and battlecopter. Something exploded, I think. A T-copter went down somewhere, maybe, I'm not sure. Right now, Sami does have 3 T-copters in the field. Maybe she had 4. Yep, look at my delayed stream. I think there was a T-copter here went down. Bombers down to 1 health, 22 fuel. Anti-air, battlecopter, recon, and infantry. Tank hits anti-air. Another victory march is available. Cole has once again 22 properties versus 20 properties. Anti-air, tank, and recon. There's a neo-tank top of the HQ, so no chance of HQ capture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Infantry's unit is out of range, but there's a number of properties, same could I, like these 2 down south, maybe this one here. So there's a good number of properties she can capture. 9 properties? Does she even have 9 infantry? She has 13 possible capturing units. I don't think she can get 9 properties to get a capture victory. Guess we'll find out soon enough. 1 flip. 2 flips. 3 flips. Mech is a great first strike there, knocking out the tank. When they have plus 70% firepower, they tend to one-shot tanks. Went from 22 to 19, and of course 20 to 23, so 3 captures. Could have been worse. Battlecopter hits battlecopter. Do now have a force march available. Artillery, and tank. Does spot the infantry unit there. Does not take out the infantry unit there. Anti-air does take out the battlecopter. Battlecopter up north goes down. Sami right now has a very healthy number of battlecopters. She's at 4 battlecopters. Cole only has 2 anti-airs and 3 battlecopters of counter. Well, I say that's still a pretty good amount. Force march activated, the firepower bonus there. Battlecopter hits battlecopter. Does shell that unit. Anti-air finished off the bomber, but will be shelled perhaps twice. Does hit the anti-air there. Battlecopter strikes the mech. Battlecopter strikes the battlecopter. 2 health infantry does take a boom strike under the 3 health infantry. Battlecopter, infantry, and anti-air. Neo-tank strikes Neo-tank. But that actually went very poorly for Sami. How bad was that? I thought it would be better than that. I suppose the extra +10 was very important. Yep, so it was expected to do 3 points of damage. Dealt 3 points of damage and took quite a bit in damage in return. Medium tank strikes at Neo tank as well. Oh, that unit didn't even get 1 point of damage done. Does get some good shots there. Infantry, and anti-air. Does take out the mech. Battlecopter takes up battlecopter. Recon goes down. Continue capturing. Join captures. And slowly whittling down that medium tank. Takes out the mech. Hits the Neo tank. Neo tank still alive. And does find a mech. That mech is probably going to wipe out that recon. And there is a recon top the HQ preventing any sort of victory march capture. And also on the comm tower, which is not a bad idea as well. Interrupts the capture, but no, it does not. It has 4 capture progress remaining. Mech finish off the Neo tank. Cole has another force march available. His force march now costs 54,000. Sammy's victory march is 126. Force march now active. Does get a good shot then the recon. Hits the mech. Finish off the mech. It finished off the battlecopter. Victory march is now available. Boost strike on the mech. Does get some shots there. 26 units, 117. ATR does take out that unit there. Looks like no force march or victory march. 5 infantry units, 2 mechs. Medium tank infantry. Fire turn by Sammy. End serve 106 versus 112. Tank hits tank. ATR hits infantry. Does finish off the medium tank and Neo tank this turn. And a lot of properties over here that Cole can capture. Cole has effectively won this flank for now. Medium tank is a good idea. Another battlecopter down south would be a good idea. Battlecopter infantry tank. And Sammy does in fact resign with the victory march. Could have asked gone for it and then resign. And then probably see what happens from it. But either way, this is Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. As mentioned beforehand, that shall be my last replay tonight, so everyone, thank you for watching, have a good evening.